What's up, everyone? Justin here, back with another video of me discussing, giving my thoughts and opinions on WWE's top 50 greatest women. I did 2 parts already. This is part 3. Where part 2 I ended talking about Stephanie McMahon, number 23. She should have been I would have put her on the top 50 because she was a great heel. Really good heel character from the Attitude Era, 99. The end of 99 until, I'd say, 2003. She was good on TV. After 2003, I didn't care to see Stephanie ever again on TV. I don't hate her. I just don't want her back on TV weekly. I do not want her back ever as a general manager or an authority figure. Please fucking no to that. Stephanie deserved to be on the top 50, but I would have put her at number 50 or 45. 22, Michelle McCool. She wasn't a very good wrestler in the beginning. She came out of the diva search. Of course, she's now known as the wife of The Undertaker. And she has a daughter with The Undertaker. Anyways, Michelle McCool got a lot better in the ring. She got a lot better. She was in Late Cool. That was a fun little faction. But Michelle McCool was never my favorite. I didn't really care about her being in WWE, but she did get to be a good worker. She started using a Styles Clash as her finish. I don't know why she decided to do that, but she did. I always liked Layla more, but Michelle McCool was a better wrestler than Layla. And I do respect what Michelle McCool did in her very short time in WWE. I know she's a former champion. I think she's Divas champion and Women's champion, and that's about it. That was her accomplishments. And she wasn't a breathing problem. Something in the air. I don't know, but I respect what Michelle McCool did, but she was only in WWE full time for 4 to 5 years, maybe. And I understand why she retired and left. She wanted to be a mother or start a family with The Undertaker. Michelle McCool, 22, that's way too fucking high. That's not too high, that's too low to be ranked. I would have put her at 40. Or maybe 35. Number 21, Rhea Ripley, the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion. NXT, she defeated Shayna Baszler's really long reign as NXT Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley is awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy she's a part of Monday Night Raw. And I'm really hype and really, really happy she'll be taking on Asuka at WrestleMania. So number 21, Rhea Ripley, that's a bit low. She was almost in the top 20. I don't know if I'd put her that low. She deserved to be in the 30s or 40s. I love Rhea, but 21, I don't think so. But she is really great and awesome. When 10 more years, I would say and call Rhea Ripley probably one of the greatest. But right now, I don't know how she can be one of the greatest. A lot of these women are not some of the greatest, but it was WWE's opinion and their show about the women. They could do what the hell they want. So number 20, Natalya. She's great. She is one of the greatest. She's been in WWE over 10 years. She's a great wrestler, great worker, great spokesperson for the company, a great role model, a locker room leader, former Divas champion, former women's champion, I believe, on Raw. Or maybe on SmackDown, I don't remember. But I love Natalya. Have I mentioned she follows me on Twitter? I love that. She's great on Total Diva. Yeah, Total Diva, she's really good on. Natalya, one of the best women's wrestlers, in my opinion, of all time. One of the best. I would put her in my top 10 favorites. So Natalya, number 20. That's really good. That's a really good spot for her. I probably would have put her number 10. Or maybe lower. Number 19, this woman was really great. She wasn't around that long. Well, actually, I don't know. I believe she left WWE in the summer or spring of 2014 when Punk quit. Or he got fired on his wedding day. He was sent, I guess, a letter saying you're fired. For some reason. Anyways. That was wrong. To have AJ Lee's husband, she found out he got fired on his wedding day. That was all fucking wrong, Vince, to do that. But AJ Lee, number 19, she was not around that long, but holy fuck, she left a big impact. She was great. Really good in the ring for her size. Really athletic, really good worker, really good wrestler. A lot of women currently and the past, a lot of women were better wrestlers than AJ Lee, but her character work is up here. She was on another level on the mic and playing a crazy chick. She was one of the best at it. AJ Lee and her character work, it was up there. It's up there with what Alexa Bliss is doing right now. She was as good or better than what Alexa Bliss has done as like the female Fiend. I loved AJ Lee. I thought she was great, especially as a crazy chick, and after it, she was like a baby face. She cut like a pipe bomb promo on the Bellas. That was great. Or I think Nikki Bella, she cut it on. She dropped the title to Paige, and Paige's first ever appearance and debut on the main roster. AJ wanted to put over Paige, I'm sure, because she knew she was a future. Will AJ Lee ever come back? I don't know. But I can say never in wrestling, because a ton of people have come back after hating Vince and not liking WWE. And I'm not going to say AJ Lee's bitter. I don't think she's bitter about WWE and how she left. She left on her own terms. I'm sure they would have gave her another contract to stay around, and they probably would have fucking buried her because how Punk quit. Or how he walked out. I don't think he quit. The guy just walked out and was done. I guess you could say he quit. But AJ Lee did not quit. I believe she was there until the final day of her contract. And it ran out. And she didn't want to re-sign. She wanted to be a wife to CM Punk. And I'm sure she wanted to be off the road. She was on the road full time for like at least 4 to 5 years. Maybe longer. I'm talking about in WWE, she was full time for like at least 3 to 4 years. That's a lot of traveling, and anybody could be burned out and get burned out. Again, I don't see AJ Lee wrestling again, but never say never in WWE or maybe NXT. Will she go in the Hall of Fame someday? I think so. She should. She was that good. She should be a Hall of Famer. But if AJ ever comes back for the Hall of Fame, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure CM Punk would go to the induction to support his wife. But I don't know. He probably wouldn't talk to Vince or Triple H. I'm sure he wouldn't. But it's not about him. AJ Lee, number 19. I think her work on the mic, in the ring, her crazy chick character was fucking amazing and great. She is a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. AJ Lee could have been number 15 or 10, in my opinion. She was that good in WWE. And they really did push her a lot. Number 18, Shayna Baszler. She is one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions. She's a 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion. She was in the Mae Young Classic Finals. But Shayna is number 18. I would have put her in the 20s or 30s. But I like Shayna Baszler. She's really good. Just get her the fuck away from Nia Jax. Nia is holding her down and holding her back. Number 17, Paige. She was great. She was really damn good in NXT. NXT first ever women's champion. She won the Divas title on Raw in her debut after WrestleMania 30. Paige. Paige was really fucking good. Before she debuted, I was a huge fan of her in NXT. I heard about her before NXT. I heard about her on the Indies, and she was a part of Shimmer for a couple tapings, and she was really good in Shimmer. Paige just had the look. She had a different look. She became the anti-diva. She had a great look. She was a great wrestler, great worker. She was very young in NXT. I don't know why in the fuck she let Brad Maddox or somebody literally come on the old NXT Women's title, the silver title. Why the fuck would you let a guy do that? And then they took a fucking picture of it when those pictures were leaked of her, and that was wrong. I felt really sad and sorry for her. Man, she has had a lot of problems. She was immature in NXT, I get it. She was immature. She did a sex tape and recorded it. A whole bunch of pictures of herself she recorded. And she was immature. She made a big mistake. Don't fucking record yourself if you're famous. Don't do it. Don't record yourself. I don't care if you're in love. Don't fucking do it. It's stupid. Because the pictures and videos can get leaked. So don't fucking do it and be stupid. Paige was stupid. But she was young. She made a big mistake. Everybody makes some mistakes, and I don't blame her. I'm not gonna shame her. I'm not gonna judge her. It was stupid, but it just was really stupid. It wasn't wrong what she did. She was an adult. I don't know how old she was, like 20 at the time. I don't know. 19, 22. I don't know how old she was when she recorded that stuff. But I felt sorry for her, and then she got in a really bad abusive relationship with Alberto Del Rio. That was bad, and I just wanted, I did not want them together, and thankfully she got away from him. She has a new boyfriend, and I don't know what, I know the guy's all tatted up, like all over his body. I don't know how her new relationship is going. I don't care. It's none of my business. I wish Paige the best. She was great. When she was full-time in NXT in the main roster, she was really good before she got the career-ending injury. And it wasn't Sasha's fault. It wasn't. It was an accident. Get over it. If you're upset about it, get over it. It was a fucking accident. Accidents can happen in the ring. You could get fucking paralyzed. Look what happened to, sadly, look what happened to Darren Drosnoff. The guy got dropped on his neck and head and got paralyzed. But, and other guys have been paralyzed. I believe Hayabusa in Japan was paralyzed. I don't know if he's in a wheelchair or what. I think he's still alive, but I heard he got paralyzed in the ring or doing a move. Anyways, Paige was damn good. She's number 18, I believe. Or 17. Paige is 17. Greatest. She's a Divas champion. I think twice. She was first ever NXT Women's Champion. She had the first ever women's match on the WWE Network at TakeOver Arrival. First ever women's match in WWE Network's history. But Paige is damn good. Number 17... I could have saw her as number 15 or 10. Or maybe 20. She didn't have a long career. Yes, before WWE and NXT, I think she wrestled like 10 years. I think she started wrestling at 13 or 14. That's not good. Because her body, in my opinion, her body was pretty damn broke down when she got injured from Sasha. Again, it was an accident. But I think from wrestling at 13 or 14, and I think that's why her career ended at her age. The age her career ended, because that's not good for your body to start wrestling at 13, 14, in my opinion, is not good. Not a good idea to start wrestling professionally, taking bumps at 13 or 14. I know a lot of women do that in Japan, or they start wrestling at, I don't know, 15, 16, 13, 12. I don't know, but that's not a good idea. Because you're going to probably have to retire and be really broken down by like your late 20s or 30. And Paige, I don't know how old she is. I'm going to guess like 33, 34 or younger. She could still be wrestling right now and she would be in her prime. Maybe someday she'll go to AEW and wrestle like Christian decided to go there. And he got cleared. I'm sure someday she could get cleared. Daniel Bryan got cleared, so why not Paige? But if she does get cleared, I would like to see her return in WWE, not jump ship. Because AEW has enough WWE guys and old WCW guys. Number 16, Sable. Sable is super over. One of the most popular women, the most popular woman during the Attitude Era. She got bigger pops than Sunny and China. She was the most over during one of the most popular periods in wrestling history, the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars. Sable is there. 97, 98, 99. She was there. She was on top. She's a mega star. She's super over. Was she a good wrestler? No. Did she want to take bumps? No. But for the few moves she did, the power bomb, Sable bomb, and the TKO finish, how she did them, they didn't look bad. But she's not a good worker or wrestler. I doubt, loved wrestling. She got into it because of her looks, and her husband, Mark Merrill, former husband, said to Vince, they were going to give Mark Merrill a valet, and then he was like, why not my wife? And Vince saw Sable in the meeting with Mark Merrill, and he's like, let's put her on TV, and then look what happened. Poor Mark Merrill. The guy got screwed over because his wife, Sable, was a lot more popular and got a bigger push than Mark Merrill ever did in WWF. Anyways, he was a lot better as Johnny B. Bad anyways. But who would know? Sable was a valet in 96. And then she just got super over a year later. And she she was selling sex. She was TNA. And the fans loved it. And the audience, basically, in the crowds, during the Attitude Era, I would say we're 99.9% males in their 20s, and teenagers, and guys in their 30s and 40s. That's why Sable was so popular. The audience was all guys, and it was the Attitude Era. And she was super over. Super over. I think she's a 1 or 2 time women's champion. I went to put Sable at number 16. I would have put her in the 30s. For sure. I'm sure she's sold a lot of merchandise. Her Sable Bomb t-shirts, or whatever the hell her merch was. Number 15, Molly Holly. She was damn good. Really, really good. Former women's champion. Got her head shaved at WrestleMania 20, and she looks damn good with really short hair. She's going in the Hall of Fame in 2021. Great. That's great. Molly Holly is going to be a Hall of Famer. She deserves it. She's in WCW as Miss Madness. She's a really good wrestler in WCW, but there were no women there except Medusa. She came to WWF, became the cousin of the Hollies, Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly. Crash Holly was really entertaining. Rest in peace to him. So Molly Holly was damn good. Her time in WWE. She was great. She was a great wrestler, and most importantly, she's one of the nicest people ever that have been in wrestling. She also, I watched a lot of the Beth Phoenix WWE icons. Molly Holly is so damn nice that she paid for Beth Phoenix to stay at OVW and go to OVW, or pay her bills off, or pay her, her loans off, pay her rent. Molly Holly basically helped Beth Phoenix when she was broke and she was going to go home and quit wrestling. Molly Holly saved her and gave her the money because Molly is that nice of a damn person. And she was like, I have all this money. She wanted to share it and help out Beth Phoenix, help out the younger women, younger generation that were coming after she was going. She wasn't in WWE that long. I want to say 2005, 06, maybe. But Molly Holly, great person outside of wrestling. Super nice. She's one of the nicest. I would say her and Mick Foley are known for being super nice and good people. So Molly Holly 15, I got no complaints with that. She was great. Number 14, also Molly Holly, I want to say with Spike Dudley, that was really good entertaining stuff when they put her with Spike Dudley and that was her boyfriend. So anyways, number 14, Victoria. She returned finally in the 2021 Royal Rumble. She came back. It was great. It was so great to see her. I marked out watching. Hopefully next year, 2022, she goes in the Hall of Fame. She's a former women's champion. She was part of the first ever women's cage match on Raw versus Lita. I already said, former women's champion. She had big matches at WrestleMania 19 for the women's title and 20. Victoria, great worker. Damn good wrestler. Had a great career also in TNA as Tara. But Victoria in WWE, again, first women's cage match and first women's hardcore, or second women's hardcore match against Trish. Survivor Series 2002. I loved their feud, Trish and Victoria. I loved their feud in matches. So Victoria, number 14, I would have put her like 11 or 12 or 10. Number 13, Alexa Bliss. Gets a round of applause because holy fuck. She was a NXT, she wasn't there that long. She's little, or NXT, she's like, I don't know, not Little Miss Bliss, but she was a sparkle, I don't know. She was like a fairy gimmick. Sparkle, glitter, bliss. Then she got drafted to SmackDown, became Little Miss Bliss. Then she became the goddess, and she was like doing cosplay as Harley Quinn, and holy fuck, she looks like a damn good Harley Quinn. And then, again, from Little Miss Bliss to the goddess to fucking now the female fiend and like demon possessed. And her brain was taken over by Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. Her character work is great. I really look forward to seeing Alexa every Monday on Raw and what she's going to do, what she's going to say, because she's so damn good at the role she's playing. She's so damn good. And she's also great at promos. She's great on the mic. Great talker. One of the best out of all the women. Alexa's probably number one best on the microphone. Then I'd say Becky. But Alexa, she's great. Not the best in the ring, but she's not that bad in the ring. I believe she's gotten better than she was 3 to 4 years ago. She doesn't have to even wrestle. She can be a valet, a manager to the Fiend. She can do character work and cut promos for the rest of her career. And I would still say she's great. Without wrestling, she's great. Someday, maybe she'll be on commentary. That'd be great. She's the first woman to get her own talk show. A Moment of Bliss. She's I think 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, 2 or 3-time Raw Women's Champion, 2-time Women's Tag Team, I think 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion. Alexa Bliss has been fucking money. In my opinion, she's money for WWE. Alexa Bliss, number 13. Number 12, this woman's a legend. Mickie James. Mickie fucking James is a legend. She's great. She's a many-time women's champion and divas champion. She had one of the greatest rivalries and one of the greatest feuds and storylines in women's history against Trish. That was so damn good, that storyline, and their WrestleMania 22 matchup. And Mickey, my God, she played the crazy chick so good. She was crazy in the crazy chick before AJ Lee. She did it first, and she did it to perfection. Mickey James, well deserved. Legend, future Hall of Famer. Mickey James, number 12. Number 11, Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix, again, watch her WWE Icons episode. It's really, really good. It talks about how she broke into wrestling and it was a struggle. Big time struggle, but she got to WWE. She became a women's champion. She became the Glamazon, and she was great. Beth Phoenix is great. She was great. I love her on NXT as a commentator. Beth Phoenix is awesome. I will never, ever dislike her or say a bad word about her. She's great. And she's really good on NXT commentary. I hope she has that job for life. And just Beth Phoenix is great. She's a great person. She was a great worker, great wrestler, had a great look. She was built, had a lot more muscles than a lot of the divas. She's pretty jacked. Chyna was a big inspiration to her. Chyna and Trish were. So number 11, Beth Phoenix. She wasn't full-time that long with WWE. I want to say 5 years, 6 years maybe. She did return in 2020 in the Women's Rumble, and she teamed up with Natalya at WrestleMania 35. And I think she's also in the 2019 Women's Rumble. And I don't know if she's in this year's Women's Rumble, but she's in 2020's and 2019's, I believe. Beth Phoenix, you're great. Number 11. Number 10, Bayley. From her NXT days as a sweet, lovable, great babyface gimmick. The hugger. Oh my God, she's so over as a hugger. Especially at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn when she defeated Sasha in one of the greatest women's matches I've ever seen. If I would do a ranking of my favorite women's matches, Bayley Sasha would be number 1 or 2. It was that good. The emotion was there. Everything was just perfect in that matchup. Everything they did was great and perfect and worked. The crowd loved it. The crowd was so emotionally invested in Bayley Sasha. And that's a height. 2015, 2016 in NXT, Bayley was at the height of her popularity as a babyface. She was super over. I saw Bayley live at an NXT house show in 2016, and holy fuck, she was super over. And she's great. Bayley got better on the mic as a heel. When she turned heel, she got a lot better on the mic. She looks fucking amazing. She is super attractive to me with short hair. She's super attractive. She was super attractive before. She's super attractive with long hair, short hair. If she was bald, she'd be super attractive. She's great on the mic. She's great in the ring. She's great as a heel. I loved it when she turned heel and cut up the Bayley buddies. I fucking loved that. She's a record-breaking SmackDown Women's Champion over 370 days. She's one of really long-reigning NXT Women's Champion. She had a good reign before she dropped it to Asuka. I will get to Asuka. So Bayley is so fucking good. Holy fuck. Bayley really stepped her game up in 2020. She became one of my fucking favorites. If I do a top 5 women, Bayley's like number 2 or 3 to me. or definitely top 5 Bailey. She's better. She's better than number 10. Bailey is so good. She deserved to be like, to me, she deserved to be 5 or 4 or 3. Bailey, number 10. Number 9, she was too low. She should have been like 15 or 20. But she did make a huge impact for over a year. She was full time. I think over a year. Ronda Rousey, number 9. She was great. She had one of the greatest debuts of all time at WrestleMania. Holy fuck. She was so good in the ring and impressed me. And how could she be bad? I mean, come on. She came from an athletic background. She came from the UFC. She's a professional fighter. She knows wrestling, and she probably did take some bumps in the UFC cage. And holy fuck, she was a natural in the ring and picked up wrestling like in a snap of a finger. She picked it up. And she was on the level of Kurt Angle when he debuted. He was a natural too. Ronda Rousey, number 9. She was really fucking good. She was even good on the mic, I thought. Her trash talk was really good. Her one promo they showed her, she was going against Becky and Charlotte at WrestleMania. She said, screw the woo, or boo the woo, screw the man, and no more Mrs. Nice bitch. That was good shit, in my opinion. So Ronda Rousey was really good. I hope again to see her have a few more matches in WWE someday. Hopefully before like the next 5 years. I don't want her to stay away that long because I don't think she'll want to come back when she's like 40. I don't even know how old she is. 35, 36 now? I don't know. But Ronda is a mega star. Outside of wrestling, outside of UFC, she's a fucking mega star. Movie star. One of the most recognizable people. One of the most famous people in the world. You say the name Ronda Rousey, everybody fucking knows who she is. Her coming to WWE fucking really was great for WWE. It was really good for them. Because she was bigger name than the name WWE. Just like very few are bigger than the company, the WWE, because they don't want anybody else to be bigger than them. The last guy that was bigger than the WWE was John Cena. And of course now he's gone, and I don't think they want Vince or they don't want another mega star. I don't think they do want another mega star that is a bigger star than the company is. Or the letters. The Rock was bigger. Of course, he left. Cena bigger. He left to do movies. I don't blame them for going to Hollywood. They did everything they wanted to do. Cena was around a lot longer, by the way, than The Rock. So, yeah, Cena bigger than the company, Rock, Stone Cold, Hogan, and Ronda Rousey. Those names were bigger than the WWE. Number 8, Lita. The lovely Lita. Holy fuck, part of Team Extreme. Lita was so great. Great worker, great wrestler, great high flyer, was different. She was one of the first ever women I saw do a moonsault and just do high flying shit. And do that awesome hurricanrana she would do off the top to guys. Lita was a fucking game changer. Hall of Fame talent. She got a lot better on the mic when she was paired with Edge. And that Edge and Matt Hardy storyline was really damn good with Lita cheating on Matt with Edge. Sadly, that happened. But shit happens. People make